We are all pretty familiar with the Drake story. Kid from Toronto stars on a television show called Degrassi, ends up being put on a wheelchair on that show. What's up, Wheelchair Jimmy? Transitions over into making music, builds a bit of a buzz, ends up getting a call from Lil Wayne that ends up changing his life forever. In the eyes of many, this was Drake's first big opportunity in rap, and boy did he take it far. But what if I tell you that there's a part of the story that rarely ever gets mentioned? A part of the story that actually includes Drake's real first big opportunity in the rap game. A part of the story that begins with one of rap's most famous producers, Dr. Dre. So let's rewind a little bit in Drake's career right now and take it back to before he dropped his first album, before he met Lil Wayne. Let's take it all the way back to around 2005-2006. While Dr. Dre was working on the Detox album, the album that has never come out, by the way, he enlisted the help of a few songwriters. One of those songwriters just happened to be Drizzy. The story goes that Dr. Dre heard a song from Drake and ended up messaging him, wanting proof that he actually wrote the song. To show him proof, Drake had to send an actual fax of the lyrics to that song.
During that time, I was crafting all these songs, and I had a song that Omen produced it was me and Mickey Fax.
Right. Okay.
Mickey, you remember Mickey Fax, right?
Yeah.
And somebody else was on it, man. I think, Dre had heard the song, and he had hit me like, man, I need proof that you wrote this. So he's like, I had to fax him the lyrics of the song.
Serious?
I had to send him a fax message, like from my mom's fax machine in her bedroom. I sent him a fax.
After Dr. Dre got the proof, he ended up flying out Drake and his producer 40 over to LA.
You know, at that time, Detox was going on, and it was just more like he had like just a camp of people, just I guess, you know, churning out ideas and just trying to get, you know, spark something. And I was flown out to record at Record One, which is a legendary studio. And yeah, I was in there for a while. I did a lot of work, me and 40. Always brought 40 with me. That was like a stipulation in my career. I wouldn't move without 40. So brought 40 and got to meet a lot of great people. Obviously got to work with Dre.
Drake ended up receiving a $10,000 check for the work that he put in. This was Drake's first ever big check for making music. I think it was Drake's first check at all for making music. This obviously was an amazing opportunity for Drake and 40, but how did this relationship end up dissolving? So in the midst of his excitement and just having received his biggest check, Drake flew out his girlfriend at the time, took her to a fancy dinner, and just overall started missing studio sessions while he was out in LA. These mistakes would lead to Drake and 40 ultimately getting sent back home.
It kind of all came to an end when Dre gave me, he brought me into his office. He's like, man, you're doing really good work. And he gave me a $10,000 check. And it was the most money I'd ever had in my life. And at the time I was in a relationship. So I got the money and I like called my girl and I flew my girl down to LA and I was like, oh, we could get a hotel. This is crazy. Like, you know, it was just a joyous moment for me. And I had missed studio, or I had done something wrong in the you know, just I had let my mind deviate from work and I had missed something. And you know, next thing I know, I was sent home, and that was kind of it.
This was a learning experience for Drake because he learned to not deviate from work and stay focused. But honestly, it all ended up working out for Drake anyway. And the cool part in all of this is that Drake ended up bringing out Dr. Dre to one of his shows, and he presented Dr. Dre with the actual check. The $10,000 check, Drake has kept it all of these years later.
It was a huge life lesson for me, you know. And I still have that. Actually, when Drake came out at the Forum, I brought him the $10,000 check because I had saved the actual hard copy of it, even though I got the money for it. They let me keep a copy of the check.
Make some noise. I gotta let you know, this man right here
was the first person to ever give me a paycheck to make music right here. This man really, in some way, shape, or form, is responsible for everything that goes on in rap music today, whether it's then, whether it's now. This is one of the most important figures in the world, a mentor to me, an inspiration to me, and a motherfucking legend on the West Coast. I want you to make some noise for Dr. Dre one time.
Yo, it's just dope to know that Drake was around that time, and it's dope to know how long it actually took for Drake to reach the heights that he ended up doing. Through a lot of trial and error, he was able to become the artist that we know today. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Drake's first big opportunity. Comment below. Shout out to all the yo-yas on the east side. It's your boy KD. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm outta here.